Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make Big S'mores cookies. They are a gooey, nostalgic, and delicious treat that combines everything you love about campfire s'mores with a soft chocolate chip cookie. These are one of my specialties, and honestly they are way easier to make than they look. By the end of this speech, you will know exactly how to make them, from building the dough to perfecting that marshmallow center to baking them to golden perfection. Let's start with the base, the cookie dough. You'll need a few basic baking ingredients like butter, sugar, flour, and a couple fun extras like crushed graham crackers and some chocolate chips. Here's the full list of ingredients. 150 grams of semi-sweet chocolate chips, 150 grams of unsalted butter, softened, 110 grams of granulated sugar, 50 grams of brown sugar, 20 grams of all-purpose flour, 4 grams of baking powder, 50 grams of crushed graham crackers, 1 egg plus an egg yolk, and finally 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now if you notice, I measured everything in grams instead of cups, and that's just because grams are way more accurate. Even a small difference in flour and sugar can completely change how a cookie turns out. Using a kitchen scale helps and makes sure every batch is consistent no matter who's baking it. As food writer Rose from All Recipes explains, volume measurements can be surprisingly unreliable because things like flour can compress, leading to very different results. Rose 2021. That's why most professional bakers and recipe creators stick to grams. It's more precise and makes scaling recipes much easier. To make the dough, you'll cream together softened butter, both sugars until it's light and fluffy. This gives the cookies their soft texture. Then you will mix in your eggs, an egg yolk, vanilla extract, and just until smooth. It is best to use a hand mixer to make sure the butter gets nice and fluffy. Before adding your dry ingredients, be sure to shift the flour. This step helps break up any clumps in the flour, which can lead to a smoother dough and a more softer cookie. It is small, but it does make a big difference in the texture. And at this point, I will give a small warning not to overmix. It can be tempting, especially when the dough starts looking good, but overmixing activates gluten in the flour, which can make your cookie dough tough and dry, which is what we want to avoid. According to an article from Epicurious, overmixing causes too much gluten to develop, leading to dense, chewier results when you want a soft and tender cookie. Epicurious 2021. So once the dry ingredients go in, mix just enough to combine, then fold in your chocolate chips and crushed graham crackers. After that, you will roll in your dough into 80-gram balls and chill them in the fridge for at least 1 hour. This is one of the most important steps when you chill your dough. The butter has to solidify, and then the flour has time to hydrate, which leads to a thicker and richer cookie. As food editor Victoria Spencer at the Martha Stewart website says, refrigerating cookie dough concentrates its flavors and prevents cookies from spreading too much during baking. Spencer 2025. So even though it takes extra time, it will be worth it in the end. Then while your dough chills, we will move on to talk about the marshmallow center. This is what gives the cookie that iconic s'mores flavor. You're going to preheat your oven to 340 degrees Fahrenheit and line a tray with parchment paper. On the tray, you're going to stack a graham cracker, a square of chocolate, then the marshmallow on top. The s'more will have the marshmallow, which will be the gooey core, kind of like a little campfire sandwich that's ready to be wrapped in cookie dough. So it should look something like this. It looks like a s'more just without the top of the graham cracker. Once your dough is chilled, Take each ball and flatten it into a disc, also slightly hollowed. Gently wrap it around the marshmallow stack, making sure it's completely enclosed. This part can get a little messy, but trust me, it bakes into something really amazing. So it should look something like this. You want to try to wrap the dough over the stack as much as possible. So then you're going to place your wrapped cookies back on the tray, bake them for about 10 to 12 minutes or until the edges are golden brown. You're going to let them cool slightly, just so that the cookie isn't too hot, but the center of the marshmallow is nice and warm. The result? A cookie that's crispy at the edges, soft in the middle, filled with the marshmallow chocolate combo we all love from s'mores. Now I'm going to quickly review what I covered today. First, we made a bakery-worthy cookie dough, paying attention to accuracy and technique. Next, we built that important marshmallow center. Then finally, we wrapped and baked everything into a perfect little cookie package. And the best part, you don't need a campfire or any fancy tools to make these, just a little time and love for sweet things. I hope some of you feel inspired to try these at home, whether you're baking a batch for yourself or someone else. Just make sure to enjoy every bite. Thank you.